Vaccines could be available to Americans as early as the first week of October, says the country's health secretary. With the latest numbers at almost 300,000 people infected worldwide, the early distribution of vaccine shots is crucial to curb the spread of the illness. For more on this, we can now cross to our studio in Washington and Priya Sridhar. Priya, hello to you. So, U.S. authorities are placing great hope on the new vaccine, aren't they?
Yes, that's true. Well, health officials have predicted that the second wave of the swine flu is likely to hit North America very soon. So now more than ever, countries are stepping up their efforts to prevent a repeat of what happened last year. And while many people are doing whatever they can to protect themselves from the H1N1 virus, others are raising some serious concerns about what this swine flu vaccine has been linked to. Well, joining me to discuss the latest developments of the swine flu vaccine is the president and founder of the National Vaccine Information Center, Barbara Lowe Fisher. Barbara, thanks so much for joining me. So I heard something about the swine flu vaccine changing from 2 shots to 1. What can you tell me about that?
Yes, preliminary results of the clinical trials that have been held around the country here in the U.S. have shown that the vaccine is protective after 1 dose in adults. There are still results waiting on children. They don't know whether there's going to be 2 doses for them, but right now it looks as if no adjuvant is going to have to be used, and that's good news for those of us who have been concerned about the adjuvant issue. And
I know that government officials have been meeting a lot to talk about exactly how this vaccine is going to be distributed. There have been talks about maybe making it mandatory or voluntary, and even I've heard things about lists, about people who might get preferential treatment when it comes to the vaccine. What have you heard about that?
Right now, the federal government is saying this is a voluntary vaccination program. Again, that's good news for those of us who have raised the specter of a mandatory vaccination program that most Americans just don't want. However, there are some states that have made the vaccine mandatory for healthcare workers, and states in this country can actually pass their own public health laws. So we're watching closely about what the different states are going to do. Now, as far as the people who are being recommended to get it, again, pregnant women, children over 6 months of age, people up to age 24, those with chronic health conditions. The elderly are actually not being recommended to get it. And they are the group that is recommended every year to get a seasonal flu vaccine. So that's very different this time.
And I know that the vaccine has been linked to syndromes like the Guillain-Barré syndrome. Have we heard anything new, or what are we worried about?
We have not heard anything about the preliminary results of these clinical trials, which are only really including a couple of thousand people. That's not enough people to really understand the reaction profile of this vaccine. In 1976, the swine flu vaccine then was associated with Guillain-Barré syndrome, this paralysis that can occur after flu vaccination. But what I'm concerned about is, are they going to really count the really bad reactions that may occur in these clinical trials or after the vaccine is used as being associated with the vaccine? Many times they write off anything bad that happens after vaccination as a coincidence when they really don't know if that's true.
Well, as we get closer to that October date, we'll certainly keep you updated on anything we hear about this vaccine. But for now, back to you in Moscow.
Thanks for that. That's RT's Priya Sridhar speaking to Barbara Lowe Fisher, co-founder and president of the National Vaccine Information Center.